Hello everyone, so today I'm demonstrating Designer 7.5 features. These are the features which is already released in 7.5. First feature, that is share dashboard and workspace. User can share dashboard and workspace with one or multiple users and the user groups using the share option. A second is version control system, which helps the user can push and pull the dashboard from the kit. Another feature is scatter plot. So here we have provided an option to drag, zoom and reset. So drag and zoom feature provides better visualization of overlapped data in a scatter plot chart by redrawing the selected overlap region. Next is drill highlighter. So drill, when we drill from one component, it can highlight the other component's data that contain the same data category and field. Leaflet component. So in this component we have provide a radius circle instead of the pin on the map. Next is add dynamic slider text for the timeline. So now the user can add dynamic text to the chart above the slider. Next is tooltip get position with the screen border for all the charts. Previously, the tooltip was not aligned properly. Now we have auto adjust the tooltip position based on the screen border. Next is a notification message for the session get expired. Now we'll get a proper notification message when session get expired. Next is percentage value in the pie chart, actual and round offs. Previously we are showing percentage value in the pie chart, uh, but it is always showing rounded values. But sometimes it is required to show the actual value, whatever available in the pie chart slices. So we have introduced one variable. Using this, we can show the actual and round off values. Next is filter chip component. So this is the new component which we have added into the dashboard component container. So the feature is like that: if we are using multiple filter values and passing into a particular chart, and user wants to display whatever the filter passed into the charts, then user can use this filter chip component. It is a two-way communication of filters with connections and chart. Next is UI and UX changes. So we have done some changes in these pages on Windows, like landing page, manage workspace window, component container, default styling for all the components, component property palette, object browser window palette, dashboard canvas property icon, and share icon. So these are the features. Okay, the shared dashboard and the workspace. So this is the feature in the dashboard which helps the user can share the dashboard and the workspaces. So workspaces can share across the users, and the users and the user group should be within the same space. Then only sharing will be possible. So suppose that you can see right hand side, this is a GIF where we have the dashboards. These are the dashboards right hand side, and these are the workspaces. So we can see here we have share icon. It will be displaying in both the places, for sharing the workspace and sharing the dashboards, right? So the one condition is that the user can share the workspaces and the dashboard within the space. Means the user and the group should be within the same space. If it is in the same space, then only it is possible user can share the workspace and the dashboard. And if we are sharing that workspace, and suppose the workspace contain multiple dashboards, so if we share the workspace, all the dashboard which is associated with the workspace will be shared, which which also get shared. Okay, so we need to be understand, like, while sharing the workspace, all the dashboards associated with the workspace will also get shared. Next is auto adjust the tooltip position based on the screen border. So we have this feature. Previously when we hover on the border of the chart, then tooltip was not aligned properly. Now we have auto adjust the tooltip position based on the screen border. You can see here, like this is the tooltip, right? So if we are moving to the right of the screen, tooltip should be automatically adjust inside the screen. Next feature is scatter plot. So we have an option, we have provided option for drag, zoom and reset. So you can see basically if there is a huge cluster of data plotting in a scatter plot, then user can drag and zoom a particular area and will get only those point plotted which is dragged by the user. Okay, so we have the reset option is also there, and if you want to reset, you can reset it. And to enable the drag and zoom, we have provided one property like drag and zoom. So in general section of the property palette, custom property for the drag and zoom has been added. Just click on it, then the drag and zoom feature will be enabled. So you can see here we can reset it. And this is general property palette where we have to be enable this drag and zoom, then it will be enabled and you can use it. The feature a percentage value in the pie chart, actual and round off. So previously we are showing value here, previously we are also showing percentage value in the pie chart, but it is always showing in the rounded off. But in some cases, if it is required to show the actual value whatever the available in the pie chart slices, so we have introduced one variable which helps we can show the actual data and the round off. To enable this, user needs to configure one variable that is actual values is true to display the value plotted in the data label. Next is drill highlighter. So what is the feature drill highlighter? Drill highlighter is nothing but if user wants to highlight some particular values of the chart from one chart to another chart, then we can use this feature. For example, if we have the two charts, right? These are the two charts, and both are plotting into the same kind of category. Then we drill one particular value on one chart, so it's highlighted in the same chart and even in the both the charts. And the second, we have also done for the hierarchy kind of category. So you can see in the same second chart, so first one is the same kind of category and the second is the hierarchy kind of category. So when we are performing this type of task, then suppose we have drill one particular value, so increase its opacity which we have drill and reducing all other values opacity. The feature is filter chip component. It is a new component which we have added into the dashboard component container. And the feature is like that if we are using multiple filters values and passing into a particular chart, and user wants to display whatever the filters passed into the chart, then we can use filter chip component. It's a two-way communication of filters with the connections and chart. To configure this, we need some kind of a script, like we need to update the filter chip component and reload the connection. You can see in the GIF we have already applied, and if we need to associate whatever the filters we want to be communicate with the charting, so need to associate that filter that with the filter chip component. Feature is add dynamic slider text for the timeline chart. This feature allows the user to add text just above the slider by enabling the show slider text option in the general properties. This gives quick visibility to the least and the most available data points in the plot. Slider text field and the content can be customized according to the user requirement. You can see here we have this least and the most available data points. Next is a leaflet component. So here we have provided a radius circle instead of the pin on the map. So we have introduced one geometric type circle to display circular type based on radius. It is plotted based on the longitude and the latitude of the center position of the circle. To configure this kind of circle, we need two variables, geometry type as circle and the enable circle as true. Next is push and pull dashboard from VCS. So we have a feature where user can push and pull the dashboard from the VCS. So you can see here, suppose that if you want to push dashboard into the VCS, we have the two options, git export and the dashboard versioning. So if you use this git export option, means we are migrating the dashboard from one space to another space or another server. So git export is basically used for the migration from one server to different server and different spaces, and dashboard versioning is we can use in the same space, means we can maintain different versions for the same dashboard. Okay, suppose that we have created one dashboard and we just push into the VCS and modify something, and again we have pushed it, so we have two versions. And if you want pull old version, you can pull it. So this is the feature push and pull. So you can push and the pull dashboard based on our requirement.
So you can see now we can share the workspace. Like you have to just assign the name. If I want to share with Anaga, then just have to give here this way. Like I can share with my workspace and also dashboard to other user the same way. And this blue icon also we have updated the share icon. Like you can see, like this workspace we have already shared with the user, that's why it is showing this blue s icon. So these are the some enhancements we have done in our new 7.5 release. There is some changes in the pie chart. So previously we are showing some percentage value in the pie chart, but we always choose the rounded values in some cases. But if you want to show the actual values, whatever the available in the pie chart slices, we have introduced one variable to show the actual data and rounded off. So here we'll be showing the whatever the actual data previously with this data. You see now it is 97.61. Okay, previously it was showing just 98%. You can see now it is showing 97.61. So these are like very small slices, even that is shown as like 1.46%, and here you can see it is showing as 1%. So how can we configure these things? You can see we just have to go to the script and type this actual values is equal to true. So if you need to enable this underscore actual values as true to display whatever there is plotted in the data, that will show. Like if you want to highlight some particular values of the chart from the another chart, we have introduced this drill highlighter functionality. Like for this example, uh, the both charts, you can see these both charts are plotting same kind of category. Where I reload this Lucknow, it is highlighting Lucknow in this chart. In the both the charts, it is increasing it is opacity, which we have drilled, and reducing all the other cities opacity. Similarly, we have done for like hierarchy kind of category. You can see in this case like left side chart, we have rendered state data, and this right side we have rendered city data. Now if I am drilling this Rajasthan, so it is highlighting all kind of Rajasthan cities like Jaipur, Ajmer, Udaipur, Bikaner, Jodhpur. Now if I drill UP, it will show this UP cities like Kanpur, Allahabad, Lucknow, Noida. So this is the another major enhancement we have completed in this release. Cluster of data. In this case, you can see like in this nearby axis there are many cluster of data bits. So if you are like the tooltip, if you like to show the data, or if you want to try to drill, sometimes like really it is not clear because multiple overlapping data is available. So in this case, we have introduced this drag and zoom area. Like if you do like this, like if you drag this area, so this area is redundant again with the like whatever selected area is like. So if you want to show this particular area, so this will be plotted based upon the drag area, so it will be easy to display the tooltip. You can see now we can see the data, and it is also like easy to drill. Like now we can see now the like now also we want, like also we give this reset button. Like if we want the original chart, we provided this reset icon. So if you click on this, this will be reset to the original chart. So this is the major enhancement we have done in this scatter plot. We enable, so how to enable this drag and zoom. So in properties, we have provided one drag and zoom option. You have to just check this drag and zoom to enable this property. Like previously the tooltip was not aligned correctly, so we have to auto adjust the tooltip position uh, based upon the screen borders. Like if we are moving to the right to the screen tooltip, it should be automatically adjusted in the screen like this. So if the tool depth is, text is large, that we have, and as previously this tooltip is going to the screen border, and we have a, you can see it will automatically adjust it, or if the screen is all, if the text is also large.
There's a new enhancement brought into the timeline chart in the BDB 7.5 release. This allows a user to add a text just above the slider just by enabling the Show Slider Text checkbox in its general properties. So, this gives a quick visibility to the least and the most available data point in the chart. In this example, the chart is plotted between the date and the revenue, which shows a day-wise revenue distribution, and the slider text is configured with the date category column. So this gives a quick information that the chart is plotted between the start date and an end date. Also, it also allows a user to configure the slider text field with a different field other than the category field. Here, this chart speaks about the population distribution over the cities, and the slider text is configured with a different field, that is state, so that it gives a quick insight with the data that the city with the largest population falls into the state California and the least falls in the state New York. The slider text field and the text content can be customized according to the user requirement.
In BDB 7.5 release, we have a new addition to the chart library, which is the filter chips. The filter chip component actually provides a two-way filtration for your charts. The component can actually live with the existing filter components in the UI. Right now, we have a limitation that it supports only the combo box filters. To map this with the filter components, under general properties,
go to associate filter, which will list down all the available filters in the dashboard. From here, we can select the filters we need to associate with the filter chip component. So on selecting and then save it. So here we have three filters, namely the country, state and city. And on clicking the apply filters button, all the selected values from all the three filters needs to get updated to the filter chip component. For this, we need to update this with an SDK method, that is the SDK update filter chips. So this will update all the selected filters to the filter chip component. On selecting the filters, whether it's been a standalone filter or a cascaded filter, all the selected values get updated to the filter chip. It displays the multiple set of filters we have selected in the filter chip pane. And the component also has a highlighted text which notifies the count of the filters being applied, as well as in the right corner we have an additional button which drop downs and list out the other chip items which have overflown the given filter pane area. So on removing a chip from the filter chip area, it readily removes that particular item from the associated filter as well. Also, it reloads the connection with the new of the updated set of filters. The highlighted text and the button text can be configured as per our requirements from the general properties. The required title can be given and the chip, color, padding, margin all can be configured from the properties.